everyone, welcome back to my channel. As always, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It really does mean the whole wide world. I greatly appreciate it, especially when it takes me over 2 weeks to post a video. I don't mean to make moving my personality trait, but really it's been such an all-consuming process in a very positive way, but I didn't expect it to. Like, I've barely read it all this month. I've just been really busy, figuring my new routine, my new life, my new everything. So I haven't been too good at keeping up with YouTube. And then also I tried to film this book haul. This is actually the third time I tried to film this video because I recorded it out of focus twice. I don't know how I've managed to do it. I'm over it, frankly. So let's do this. Oh, sorry, baby. Final hurrah. Let's get into it. Also, I've been waiting to get film lights, like the batteries from my lights, but they haven't gotten here yet, and I don't want to make you wait any longer. So we're dealing with the yellow today, okay? I'm so sorry. Those are all the excuses for this video, I promise. Let's get into the video. Let's do the book haul. Okay, so the first 3 books I hauled, I purchased since arriving in my new province are these 3 babies. And listen, I know some of you don't necessarily believe in signs from the universe. I very much do, and the fact that I found these 3 books, even though I've never ever seen them in stores in Ontario, and then to find not 1 but 3 of her books in the first bookstore I ever went to in my new city, and then pay for them using the gift card that my 2 friends from Ontario gave me, just felt like the craziest sign. I was in a different realm in that moment. I was crying, I was so emotional, I was so happy. It just made me so happy. Anyway, the 3 books that I am going on about are 3 books by Helene Hanff. If you don't know this by now, I will say it again because apparently I have to mention it in every one of my videos. One of my favorite books of all time is 84 Charing Cross Road. It means so much to me. It's one of those books that you just feel was written for you. Almost like someone beat you to writing it, do you know what I mean? Not that I think I could ever write as refreshingly as she did, and so, I don't know, it's full of wit and banter. It just speaks to me on a very profound level. So, I got another edition even though I own this one, which I brought from Ontario because I couldn't leave my home without it. But now I have 2 editions. I know some people think it's excessive. I think it's necessary. So, yeah. Then the other one by her, let's go in this order actually, is The Duchess of Bloomsbury. This is the sequel to 84 Charing Cross Road, so if you have read 84 Charing Cross Road and you haven't read this one, I strongly urge that you do. It was such a wonderful experience. I read it very slowly because I was just savoring every single page. I didn't want it to be over. I didn't want my first experience with the book to be done, even though I know I will read these books time and time again. Regardless, that first time reading it is very magical, so I really wanted to take my time with it. So I feel like I will always have an emotional attachment to this book on its own, but then in addition to the fact that it kept me company on my move. Loved it. In fact, I'll read the little thing that I wrote in the back. Maybe that'll sell you on it. What I wrote is, "This book is so special. It is a piece of my heart, a profound understanding of my love for England. A witty and lovely portrayal of one's lust for life. How being alone does not equate to loneliness. The universe and its inhabitants have your back. All you need to do is have faith." Thank you for being the first book I buy, read, and find in my first ever bookstore in Victoria, BC. All my love to you, Miss Helene Hanff. What does this tell you about me? I am excessive, emotional, sentimental, nostalgic, but also kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? So, I loved it. These books are so special to me. I will never ever stop preaching the love that I have for these books. Then there is Q's Legacy, which is just her account of her journey with releasing 84 Charing Cross Road and its success, and then writing the sequel, but also like her life during that time. That's what this one is about, and I'm super excited about it. The blurb at the top says, "A delightful account of a lifelong love affair with books." And the inscription on the inside says, "April 27th, 1988, for dear Deborah, who also has a lifelong love affair with books. Yours truly, Lynn." Maybe if I put this out into the universe, all the people in my life will do this for me. If I ever receive a book as a gift that someone's like, "I just think you would love this," or like, "This book means so much to me and I would love for it to mean so much to you," and they put an inscription inside of it, but like a really, okay, again, my love language is words of affirmation. So I think this kind of goes into that realm. But like if someone writes an inscription for me and then cherry on top annotates it for me, I say I want this, but at the same time, I'm so sentimental and emotional that I think if someone did do that for me, I don't know if I could take it. I think I would just like, you know what I mean, into like this big blob of goo, because I'd be so, I can't even think about it, it makes me emotional. Okay, then the next book I bought is one by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and this one is, although I don't like the name of the title, it's called Memories of My Melancholy Horse. That's a mouthful in it. So, the accent is alive today and I'm super sorry about it. Let's proceed. I do own 100 Years of Solitude, okay? I have had it on my bookshelf for approximately 5 years. And that's not even being dramatic. I generally have had it for about 5 years, so have a decade. Amazing. And I've never even cracked the spine, haven't even looked at the first page, haven't even looked who Gabriel Garcia Marquez decided to dedicate it to. I have no idea, no clue whatsoever. I'm intimidated by it. I don't know why. Magical realism, I'm like, Jesus, I'm scared. So in my head, I was like, maybe if I read one of his baby works, I won't be so intimidated by it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, my theory will work. Then we have one, I keep hitting my booty. Then I have one that I didn't know existed, but then I went into the bookshop downtown, and I was sold. This one is by Sue Goya, and it's called Solstice 2020, an archive, okay? If you haven't seen my video, how I annotate my books, I made it very abundantly clear that not only do I love reading and literature, but I also love stationery. Okay, I wish you could feel this. I wish I could hand it over to you and you like grab it so that you could take a gander. This book is made from like real, you know, like when you press the pulp and you can still kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of paper. And that is glorious. I wish more books were done this way, to the point that that was the main reason I grabbed it, and I was like, I can't ever put you down again, you're going home with me. The concept of this is very interesting, but in a very dark way. So she wrote a poem every day during the year of 2020, and it was originally published in Halifax in their magazine, but then, or their newspaper, I think it was a newspaper, and then it was compiled into this short little book of poems. So I think it's going to maybe highlight the monotony of 2020, but perhaps shed some light on it and try and see the healing aspects of that monotonous and stagnant year. Not to say that it hasn't, you know, leaked into 2021, because it very much has. Specifically in different parts of the world, it's 2021. It's looking worse than 2020, but regardless, I'm really interested to see how she experienced 2020 and what she has to say about it. I'm very excited to read it. Will this likely be a book that I'll find really hard to even look at in the years of my future when this goddamn pandemic is in the past? Very likely, but for now, maybe I'll find it comforting, or maybe I'll find it horrifying. We'll see. Then we have a purchase that is arguably unnecessary, and that is Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. This is my book club pick for the month of April, and when I purchased this book, I was only just starting this read, so I didn't even know if I was going to like it, and mind you, I already have a copy of it. But when I saw this one, I was like, that is truly one of the most beautiful, beautiful book editions I've ever seen. Again, I had a gift card. It seemed like, again, not a brilliant decision on my part, but also it wasn't a monetary sacrifice, which sometimes is, you know, what deters you from doing some things. So I was like, okay, my bank account is not personally suffering from this decision, so I'm only getting like a visual gain, right? Because it's stunning. So I'm like, even if I don't like it, which, spoiler alert, I don't like it. Okay, then the next book I have is one I'm very, very, very excited about, and that is another book that I'm reading for another little book club that I have, and that is Swimming in the Dark by Thomas Jadrowski. Hopefully that's pronounced correctly. I'm just going to read you one blurb. It's all you need to know, and I hope you join me on this journey and we can all read it together. Okay, so this blurb says, "Imagine Call Me By Your Name set in communist Poland, and you'll get a sense of Jodorowsky's moving debut about a consuming love affair amidst a country being torn apart. I think that's all you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, then I'll do these in unison. Let me mention another one of my favorite books, because apparently that's all I can do. One of my other favorite books of all time, but it's a very recent read, is Maurice by Ian Forster. I absolutely adored that book. It now means very, very much to me. So naturally, I was like, okay, I need to read more of Ian Forster's work, see what he's about. Maybe he could be one of my favorite authors, or maybe he's just a one-hit wonder for me, and that's perfectly okay as well. But we need to, we need to dig into that. So again, at the same bookshop, I found not one but two, okay? And they are magical. They're beautiful. So this one here is The Longest Journey, and then this one over here is A Room with a View, Howard's End, and Maurice. Okay, and then this is where I'm like, Ale, you're not using your brain at all on this, because these are not practical to read, okay? Hardbacks are beautiful to look at, not practical to read, hence why most of my library is paperback, because I'm not gonna be like, okay, I want to read Howard's End and then haul this to the park. It just doesn't make any sense. So likely when I want to read Howard's End, I'm going to end up buying a separate copy of it. But I don't know, if you're a book lover or like a book collector, you'll understand why I needed to do it. This other book was yet another sign from the universe. Sorry to throw that all over this video, but hey, I believe in it. This book, okay, is one of the most recommended books in my comments, and that is City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. Again, one of my favorite books is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. And when I mentioned that I was going to read her book, Big Magic, most of the comments were like, read City of Girls. Like, City of Girls is phenomenal. You have to read City of Girls. City of Girls, City of Girls, City of Girls. Don't even know what it's about. Frankly, no idea. All I know is that people love this book, so I want to give it a go. And then the craziest thing, one of my first friends that I ever made in the city, we were sitting on like this beautiful lake and we're talking about books and the fact that I really like reading. I hadn't even mentioned Elizabeth Gilbert, and she just goes, hey, have you read City of Girls? So urgent, like immediately, I was like, this is enough, universe. I get it. I will go buy it today if I need to. Lo and behold, obviously that day the bookshop was closed. I couldn't even go if I wanted to. But the following day, or like 2 days later or whenever, I'm probably exaggerating, but for the sake of storytelling, I'm walking down the street and I see those little like free bookshop things, like the little bird boxes where you can take a book, leave a book. And what's in there but this baby? Just like I swear it was the craziest thing ever. Grabbed it. I was so happy about it. I had no idea she was as dense as she is, but I'm very excited to read it and give you guys my input because so many of you really, really liked it. So yay! Then I have another book that was recommended by someone that watches my videos, which I think is such a wonderful thing that people can watch my videos and then get some ideas of what they may want to read, and then also you guys can tell me what you think I'd like to read or what you like to read. And anyway, I'm blabbing. And this was one of them, and this is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. Don't really know too much about it. All I know, I think it's two perspectives. Like the first part is one story, the second part is another story. And the person that commented was like, I really think you'll like this. So I'm so excited about it. And when I saw it at the secondhand bookshop, I was like, done deal, let's take it. And then at the cash out, the woman that owns the bookshop, she was telling me that this is one of her favorite books and that it's like her comfort read whenever she just needs like, a little hug. Even though it does make her cry, it still brings her a lot of joy. So super excited to read this. Okay, these two, again, I'm not proud of myself, but also it does bring me a lot of joy. That is the fact that I bought the same book 2 times because they're different editions and I couldn't let it pass. Because when you're doing secondhand book shopping, it's very difficult to let things pass because your brain switches and it's like, what if I never see you again? So it's like this weird thing and you just can't pass it up. Anyway, that is Walden by Henry David Thoreau. I've been talking about this book forever because it's so high on my reading list, and there's just this part of me that knows I'm going to love it. If I don't, I will be undescribably upset. This one, I don't even have to explain. If I just put it up here, most people would be like, yeah, that screams me. This screams me. Wow. And then this one, I was like, okay, I'll get it now because I would never pay no, that sounds very dramatic. I didn't want to pay full price for such a tiny little guy, especially because I own his full collection. So I thought this was a great one that I could annotate and just, you know, go to town, wreck it, chuck it in the bag, take it anywhere, everywhere, write it. If it gets, you know, a bit of, oh, I was about to be obnoxious and be like, if it gets some ocean water on it, it's fine, or if it gets sandy, it's fine. Because I'm an island girl now. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's Walden. I'm so excited to read it. Fingers crossed I will read it soon because I can't keep talking about it and never actually read it. Then I have Me to You by Samantha Irby. I read We Are Never Meeting in Real Life 2 months ago? 2 months already? I think so. And I loved it. It was so refreshing because it was so honest and candid. And candid and honest, those are synonyms. I meant to say it was so honest and funny, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't even feel like reading. That's kind of, it just went in like water. Loved it. So when I saw that this one was on sale for $8.99, I couldn't pass it up. I'm excited to read it, and hopefully I'll like it as much as We're Never Meeting in Real Life. And I have another book that was on the sales section, which I was shocked about because this is such a popular book. Also, I'm sorry I haven't taken the tags off. Do you wanna? Shall we see if it's a satisfying feel? That's quite nice, isn't it? Perfect. Anyway, I was surprised to see it in the sales section because it's a very popular book, and I have already shown it because I showed you how I was removing the tag, but that is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo Lodge. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm extremely excited to read this. Then I have another one that I picked up at, again, those little bird boxes that you just leave a book, take a book, and I don't really know anything about this other than the fact that I mainly grabbed it because I liked the colors and I liked the title, which is The Reader, because I saw it and I was like, hey, I'm a reader. The Reader, we can be the readers together. I'm just being honest with you, and that's the truth of the matter. And then when I read the back, I was like, oh wait, I think I'm in for some heavy content. It's giving me Lolita. It's giving me My Dark Vanessa with the landscape of post-war Germany. So if that is not a handful, I'm not really sure what will be. Like, just so that you can understand, like we can be on the same page. Hailed for its coiled eroticism and the moral claims it makes upon the reader, this mesmerizing novel is a story of love and secrets, horror and compassion unfolding against the haunted landscape of post-war Germany. And this is why I say it's giving me Lolita energy, it's giving me My Dark Vanessa similarities. You know, it says, when he falls ill on his way home from school, 15-year-old Michael Berg is rescued by Hannah, a woman twice his age. In time, she becomes his lover. She enthralls him with her passion, but puzzles him with her odd silences. Then she inexplicably disappears. You know, buckle in. And then last but not least is The Sun also. Oh, I've gotten it a bit dirty because I don't put like the protective sleeve of it because it's so pretty on its own. Anyway, whatever. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I have never read Ernest Hemingway, and I feel like this is a good introductory one, or it seems like most people start with this one, hopefully. And I saw it and I was like, that's a beautiful edition. Let's pick it up, you know what I mean? So that is what I did. I'll get to it at some point. I don't know when, but hopefully I can be, I was gonna say, I was about to say so I can be smart, but if you don't read Ernest Hemingway, you're still just as smart, so ignore what I was gonna say altogether. Beautiful. Anyway, that is the entire book haul. Thank you so much for being here and being so patient with me, even though it takes me so long to post videos. Fingers crossed it's gonna get better from here on out. Anyway, I appreciate your support and your love and your time. I'm so very grateful. Thank you so much. and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye. Oh, also, I painted my toes today. Well, I didn't paint my toes. I went to go get a pedicure, and I'm really on the fence. I kind of feel like it's a pukey color. Let me know, let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Because I always get them white, and I feel very out of my element, but... Okay, that's too much. We gotta go. Okay, we're leaving. Bye!